anything set up right now. I didn't want to click on that. No. Okay. This works. This works. This works. But it's not scheduled. It's live right now. Why does it say it's scheduled on my page? What? That's whack. Alright, hold up. Now I gotta do all sorts of stuff. Alright. Welcome in when everyone gets in. You know the drill. It's time for another reading. I've been relaxing. I've been busy and relaxing all day. So that might not make complete sense, but I find a way. I'm just waiting for the... There we go. I'm not waiting on nothing no more. It happened. Yeah, welcome in when y'all get in. We are gonna begin with the collective read. Because that's just how it's feeling. So we'll do a quick little collective read. Really, really quick one. And then we will go to the 2 card pulls after that. Hopefully everyone has had a good and eventful day today. Hopefully it's not been too stressful or too packed. I am excited to be streaming. I don't seem like it because I've just been tired adjusting to the hour. The daylight saving hour. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that snip. I don't know how to say Welsh snip. I really do appreciate that. I'm always doing my best to spread positive messages. I ain't got time to deal with anything else. And that's an interesting Eevee card you found as well. Definitely look into it. Because that could be a direct sign to you, telling you to keep walking the path that you're needing to do. Baby steps makes the dream work. One day at a time. Just literally one foot in front of the other. Nothing else to stress about. Where did the book go? Right here. I'm not blind. I need to turn on the light. I need to put you here for ease of access. And we're ready. We are ready. So, first card we have is Lilith Moon Energy. I'm not really surprised with the eclipse happening in literally 4 days. That eclipse is going to be wild, by the way. Because not only are we going to have... it's not only going to just be a blood moon eclipse. Okay? We have Venus in retrograde. We have Mercury going in the retrograde. And there's something else. I think the moon. It's either the sign of the moon's gonna be in something, or there's something that's also gonna be like either conjoined or trining with the moon. There's just a lot of stuff going on. So get ready for that. Get ready for people to be fucking bizarre or off their rocker or just intense energy and all that day. Even the day before. But we have Lilith, which is complexness, manias, phobias, hidden issues, unrevealed secrets, the unknown, hidden influences, sexual ambitions, a strong independent individual, sensuality, the female mystery, unsatisfied desires, vindictiveness, crossing permissible limits, painful experiences in relationships, jealousy, a weak individual, or someone who's very dependable. So be very careful of jealousy. I feel like that's what's coming through, and it's not necessarily like a a jealousy that anyone's gonna be doing anything to you, but it's more of just being aware of motives. Who's around you? What motives do they have? And what motives do you have even? Are you doing something out of a bit of jealousy? And if you are, that's okay. Just allow that to be true. Or are you doing something due to someone being jealous? Are you overworking or underworking due to outside experiences? Or are you allowing yourself to be true to yourself at this time? Because again, with Lilith, it has a lot to do with the feminine power. Are you allowing your feminine energy to control more? Are you desiring more within your life, and getting upset because it's not coming in? Things like that. Like, really ask yourself these types of questions at this time, so you're not overstepping any sort of boundary that you have set for yourself, or any boundary that you might have set for anyone else as well. What I've noticed a lot with boundary setting is sometimes you'll cross your own boundaries and not even be aware of it at times. Because you'll be around someone and you'll do something that's against your boundary to them while either talking or however. So be sure that you're not overstepping your own boundaries as well. We have embodiment of evil, which is Mars energy, which is instability, cruelty, rudeness, aggression, humiliation, tyranny, injustice, brawler and aggressor, inflictor of injustice, disruption, and a crisis point. So there seems to be some form of like, it's very interesting. This could be like a reoccurring energy, a reoccurring cycle that you may be going through, where someone just randomly gets jealous, or you pick up that like evil eye energy, or you just pick up someone just being rude for no reason, just having an aggressor. Please check where your Lilith placement is in your chart as well. I'm feeling heavily called as well. It's something to do. It might even have to do with a Lilith placement in your chart. But it feels like an injustice is what's coming to end, which is why. Okay, that's confirmation. Thank you. So yeah, it's like an injustice is coming to end. This could have been because of someone in your life who was acting as a Lilith type energy, someone who was just really jealous and maniacal. In that sense, there's an ending to that situation. There's a removal of that energy completely, and the energy has less of it being projected out, but more of what it programmed into you. You know what I mean? Because when you go through things in your life, you end up, taking in those programs, taking in those mindsets. So it's important to truly back those things back down to like where they came from, which wasn't you. Unsubscribing from old programs, so you're no longer controlled by the way that energy was moving around and in you. And I feel like that's happening a lot, especially with the Venus retrograde happening. Like that, it has a lot to do with like that sloth energy, not even laziness but procrastination at its best, right? That energy is being removed, and it's really getting you to focus on why you were doing things. Did you stop working on something because of someone's jealousy? Did you back down? Did you dim your light because of someone else's energy? Or did you fully move forward and do what you need to do? I'm gonna just delete y'all gotta like go away. Y'all gotta go away. I'm not dealing with it. Mercury retrograde's gonna kick y'all in the ass. I ain't dealing with it. Don't come at me. Anyway, we have wrath. So definitely be aware of like any aggression or any anger, bad tempers, or anything of that sense. We have self-control and maintain clear thinking. And that's something you really have to look at this time. Is where is your mind at? How clear is your mind? How much control do you have over yourself? Are you doing things out of spite, or are you doing them in a conscious manner? You really have to make sure of those things at this time. Okay, well, you can just go away. I don't know why people waste their time like that. Unfortunately, that's probably the energy that I'm picking up on, is those people there. Regardless, really just see where your mind is at. Really see how your mind has even changed since dealing with the people from your past that may have put those certain programs within you. Or even how you've programmed yourself in certain ways. Just really make sure of those things at this time. We have the Holy Grail, which is 50. I haven't been reading out the numbers, but I just haven't been called to, apparently. So we're just going to keep rolling with it. We have Holy Grail, with his pure thoughts, positive results, achieving the goal, strength of mind, spiritual knowledge, healing, immortality, and verification of worth. there's a lot of work that you have been doing on yourself. And I feel like this Venus retrograde that we're in is kind of just getting out all those tiny kinks. You know what I mean? Like there's a bunch of just small things and they haven't really been issues, but for some reason this Venus retrograde is really like boiling it down on that point. So don't feel like you haven't been working. And when I looked at the book and I'm reading on the bottom line, shift from ego to self. It's the shift from the mind to the heart space. It really is a heart space awakening, truly. But it's showing you who you need to be and what you need to do. It's showing you your own strength. You don't necessarily need a validation from the external. It's this internal validation that you're getting from this past situation. It's showing you what you went through and how strong you are, and truly like how you're unstoppable. How no matter what happened, you always ended up on top in a way. You've always ended up in a higher position than you were when you were left. Oh my God, I can't speak. I wish Mercury wasn't in retrograde. I just don't. Regardless, we have reflection of light, which is Pisces energy. Hilarious. Wrangling, breakup, prejudice, errors, false trades, ineffectiveness, inflexibility, failure due to fear of change, misconception, impressionability, soul searching, introspection, phobia, susceptibility to false fears, imagination, and illusion. So there's just been a lot of falseness. There's been a lot of subconscious fears, subconscious beliefs from yourself being projected out by external people. That's been there to shape you, and it's for some it shaped you, and for others you've kind of like ignored that part of you and used it as a booster. You've almost just allowed all those sorts of projections from your own self to just like benefit you, which is how you're supposed to do it. But with the reflection of light, it's like you're realizing how all these fears you had weren't really a thing. It was either things that you watched on TV or seen online or heard stories of that aren't really as common as you would think. And it's breaking these boundaries down so you can free yourself more. It's that breaking of the dogma. It's truly the breaking of the spell. And then we have holy water coming out as well. And with holy water, if I can flip to it real quick, we have defense, protection, tranquility, trust, a happy occasion, good health, freedom from unwanted feelings and memories, and purification. Again, this is this purification time. This is a really good time to just purify yourself, take a cleansing spiritual bath if you got to, do what you need to do to cleanse you and your energy, in your aura, whatever you got to cleanse, your chakras. However, this is definitely the time to do it. And if you have been doing it, this is just your confirmation to let you know that everything is going the way that it needs to at this time. Don't put any sort of external pressure. Don't put any sort of extra panic on. Everything is moving at its own rate, at its own pace. Just allow it to do that. Because again, it's the clearing of this past program. Your subconscious might have already been caught up to the reality that you want, but the external reality, the physical reality that we live in, takes a minute to catch up to that subconscious new belief system, to that subconscious matrix, right? And for some of you, that consciousness that you have is being caught up. Though we always change, it's important to remember that we, oh my God, can I speak? Jesus Christ. It's important that we all know that we will always change. So even though now your subconscious is on a new level, you're going to be getting the reality that your subconscious was on the last level. It's not going to be anything bad, or anything that you're not desiring, but it's definitely going to show you the steps that you need to take to continue walking this path, continue climbing that ladder. So get ready to see this shift really happen within your life. Things moving quicker in your life, things getting accepted easier in your life, the love, the nurturing, the care that you've been giving yourself being externalized in your physical reality, just being bended and morphed to really equate to that. So really pay attention to that at this time, just seeing like even the subtle changes, just seeing those things, the small things that you're doing that don't really make a big difference or you don't see a big difference in. Just pay attention to all those and read those signs so that you know where you're at, know where you're going moving forward. We have the Eight of Pentacles. So definitely don't overwork. And don't procrastinate. Again, it's still that kind of energy where Lilith was coming up with procrastination. Don't feel like you've been procrastinating. And if you have been procrastinating, it's definitely time to start moving forward. It's definitely time to start uh, doing what you're desiring to do. The work that needs to be done, make sure you're doing it. If you've already done all you can and you don't know of anything else to do, don't overwork it this time. It's not time to do that. Really sit back and listen to your feelings. Learn how to speak fish. Talk to yourself again and see what you're desiring now. Allow yourself to focus on the next steps and let everything that come in now come in now. There are people, places, and things being aligned up for you at this time to really push yourself forward. So allow yourself to indulge in that. Allow yourself to just indulge in all that you've created now. Allow it to come to you. Be more accepting. You know, open up your eyes. Again, I mean, open up your hands, not your eyes. You can open up your eyes as well, depending on how you need to be. But again, with death, it's this change. It's this complete morph. It's a morphosis happening within your external life that you've been making internally. And it's time for it to come true. You might be a little nervous or a little scared, but that's just the ramp of the energy that you're feeling right now. It's not that anything bad is going to happen. It's just that things are truly moving forward. And with the Hanged Man reversed, it's something that you've been aware of. It's something that you're like supposed to be aware of at this time. And it's not even at this time. You might have been aware of it for a while, knowing that you've been taking the steps that you need to take, knowing that you've been walking the path that you're needing to walk at this time. But you haven't quite seen anything on the external reality, you know, change for that benefit just yet. And it's happening. And you might know it's been happening. It's this feeling of things have been changing and things have just been lining up in miraculous ways, but you're tired of like it coming in so slowly. But that's just the reality that we're in, catching up to that speed. Again, with the Page of Pentacles, don't depend on looking on the external reality when you're trying to see these changes. They come from an internal point of view. Really see how much you're changed. Check your mindset. Do you get panicked about things as much anymore? Do you still get the same feelings anymore? Are you able to withhold your boundaries even more? Do you feel less ashamed of doing certain things anymore? How humble have you become? How much humiliation have you been able to accept within yourself? So really allow yourself to move forward. Always allow yourself to be moving forward in that sense. Don't trap yourself, because again, when you start focusing on the external reality, when you're changing this internal self, you're gonna feel stuck. You're gonna feel like things aren't working out for you. You're gonna feel like things aren't moving in the direction they need to. But that's just because of your thoughts. All these thoughts, oh, this should happen, that should be happening. I need this at this time. I need that then. That's this test that you're going through to remove yourself from those cycles. That's the detachment part of the whole manifestation journey, of the whole journey of truly being authentic, is that detachment. You already know that you're not of this world, of this flesh, but yet still it's this world and this flesh that will control certain things of you. This is that detachment training. This is what you've been wanting. You want to detach more. You've been wanting to become more authentic. You've been wanting to really know who you are fully. And in order to do that, you're needing to detach from the one thing that seems to really be controlling all of people at all times, which is that external reality. The Eight of Swords, again, you're not trapped. The swords are not, keeping you bound. They're just surrounding you in the background. Only one of them is really in front of you. And that one sword that's in front of you is dug deeper into the ground than the others. It can't do anything. It's stuck in that place. You can move forward. But it's this uncrowned thought. It's these thoughts of like, oh, everything's going to go bad, that can disrupt a lot of things, within this cycle. So really, again, just see where you're at. And don't put blame. Don't be like, oh, I should be better or whatever. Don't compare yourself to people. And don't think that people's lives aren't hard because they're not showing it. Everyone has their own difficulties. Everyone has their own things to fight in life. And when you sit around and compare things and think that someone's just because someone's at a higher level, they're not struggling with the same things that you might be struggling with, that doesn't matter. Don't allow someone to say that your issue is a low vibrational issue, because that's going to put you in that matrix of like comparing. Now, if that's a low vibrational issue, how do I raise my vibration? Do I ignore it? Do I focus on it? What do I do? Because then that's going to mess up your whole entire like ideal. It's that detachment from that label. You don't need to worry about things being low vibration. You won't mess with it if it was. It wouldn't come to you to allow you to help you if it was a low vibration. That low vibration can only be such a thing if your actions externally and internally are matching a frequency that you're not desiring, right? That's what you have to understand and see. But you're coming back into something. You're walking away from that old paradigm, the old way of being, the old way of looking at the physical as a determination of your success or a determination of how far you can go or where you need to go. So really just focus on that. Again, look at your journey. Talk about the things in the past that you've made it through and look how beautiful you've made it. You're not the Grinch, you're not this grouch that's going around like beating people up. You're this incredible other being. So take grace with that. Allow yourself to really sit back and be like, yeah, I could have been a lot worse than how I am now, and live with that and move forward with that energy so you can truly see your full progress. You need to be able to be there to validate yourself before anyone else can, because you already know that other people are going to validate you just by the way they're acting towards you. You need to change that action internally yourself, because it's not the external people that you want to hear that gratification from. It's really just you're needing to hear it from anyone. And if you can say it to yourself, that's the only thing that really matters. That's the only thing that you're going to like have. So it's also going to help you detach from your situations. Even though your situations may have been with people in the past who weren't good, that doesn't mean you're still in those situations with those people. You made a mistake. You chose to be around someone because you enjoyed the idea of them and not the totality of them, which is fine. That detachment, that acceptance of, yeah, that's who they are and that's who they're going to be like. I'm not like that. I don't have to play that game. Walk with that energy and move forward. Allow yourself to have strength in this time. Control that rational mind itself, because it's going to bring up all these things that they did to you in the past. You need protection from them. No, your past version needs protection from them. That past version of you that's no longer in existence, that past version of you that you've left in the past, that you've grown from, needs protection from those things. You in the current time don't. You need to just be aware of those things, be aware of those signs that were shown, so you don't fall back down those same holes, those same paradigms, right? And again, you might feel like you're at the bottom of the wheel right now, but it's because of this new cycle. Things might seem heavy and difficult, or I don't know how things are going to work out, but that's just because you're just now entering this phase again. You're just now starting off again. You're at a new level. You're not going to start off at the top of the ladder. When you're climbing it, you're always going to be at the bottom until you hit the top. Whatever step you left off at is the first step that you're going to take. So you have to remember that when moving up this ladder, when you're moving up this journey of yours, you're not failing. You're literally just at a new point. You're doing something new. You're going to be doing a new way of life. Allow yourself to slip into it. Take the lessons from it and truly move forward with that authenticity and hope. You're just learning how to fly again. You might make a few mistakes when you first make the leap, but that's okay. Don't be afraid to speak up. Don't be afraid to say that you don't know. Don't be afraid to ask for assistance. Don't be afraid to ask for help. You're not alone and you don't have to do it by yourself. You're just learning how to fly with a different parameter. You're learning how to fly higher than before. You're learning how to fly in different terrains right now. Allow yourself that grace, be easier on yourself. Totally be easier on yourself so that you can move away from these past things that might be holding you back. Oh, I don't know if I can do this because XYZ. Oh, I don't have full experience in this, but I have a little bit. Allow yourself to have that grace moving forward so you're not stuck in the fear, in the bashing that you went through in the past. And again, the white horse, the white being the masculine, there's this action that you need to take. And that action is like either vocalizing it, writing it down, scripting, whatever you need to do, journaling, however, and getting it on the physical reality so it's no longer in your internal system, and, burning that paper or deleting the document when you're done writing it, or taking a bath and washing all the things that you have emitted away, like giving yourself that peace of mind so that you're no longer beating yourself up for those past mistakes. Again, Queen of Cups, nurturing yourself in that sense, really allowing yourself to connect back to the Divine Mother, attaching back to the one thing that exists, which is love. The hate isn't real. These things that are dispersing you away from your true self aren't real. The only thing that truly exists in this realm is love. Because if we break it down, the atoms in our body have to love each other. If they only just got along, one day they would just agree to just split apart, and then you wouldn't be in existence. But the fact that they love each other so much that they'll disintegrate and regenerate proves that there's only that loving force there. Allow yourself to connect back to that mother sense. Allow yourself to connect back to that full divine matrix of pure and whole love. Be fully immersed in it. Be fully connected back to it so you're not being held back. Take a delve into your subconscious at this time to truly see what and where you need to do things, and what and where you're needing this attention at, and what situations caused this and where it was, the environments that you're in. Are they similar environments because of past paradigms? Or are they different environments but give off the same energy because of the same thought forms? Paying attention to that so you can give yourself a full rest. Because again, there's this overarching thought that you know is correct, that you're not necessarily seeing clearly. And it's just because of the way things have been going at this time. So right now is a time to walk away from things, detach, remove yourself from certain situations, places, things, mindsets, people, however this needs to be for you. Now is the time to just truly step back and observe. Walk a different path if you have to, if you're feeling called to do that. But most importantly, just detach. There's not a need for you to stay attached to certain ways of being anymore. You've grown past it, and it's time to truly elevate to this newer level. So you're not feeling as shaky or as stuck. There are people and places that are waiting for you to shine your light there. So be in that energy of waiting, not even of waiting, but just of acceptance. You could be in energy of waiting as well, but walk away from any sort of deterring thought that keeps you from truly accepting what's happening instead of wanting it to be different. You know what I mean? Like, let things be as they are. Don't wish that they are different. Allow them to be as they are. They need to be that way. It teaches you a lesson. It teaches you power. It tells you the truth of you and what you need to do. Yeah, I'll take the bottom. I felt called to take it. So we have Rabbit, which is cleverness. If you have been going through difficult times, it's time to think outside the box and find a solution. This is also a reminder to avoid neglecting your creative side. If you have let creative projects lapse, it may be time to pick them back up again. Antelope, decisive action. You're being told that it's time to get moving. Set your intentions and take actions towards making your dreams a reality. You have a door in front of you. Trust your instincts here. Kangaroo, cycle. There's a 9-month cycle at play. Your current project will take 9 months to mature and benefit you. Fully commit to it. You have all the strength and stamina you need as long as you move forward and not backwards. Elephant, forgiveness. If you're feeling angry about a past issue, the elephant is asking you to discover the more vulnerable feelings behind that anger. You're being asked to forgive and be gentle with others. Panther, which is guidance. It is time to release your passions, live your dreams, and begin a new chapter of your life. You are encouraged to expand your awareness, eliminate fears, and become a whole new person. You are guided and protected. And that's been at least Raven with confidence. You are encouraged to disconnect from the physical or materialistic plane and move towards the spiritual realm. You have a deep spiritual connection which you mustn't ignore. You are on the brink of transformation, and your divine purpose may be revealing itself. So very much focus on those things at this time. Really just focus on the spiritual. Really just focus on what you desire to do. Focus on building at this time. Walking away from things that no longer serve you so you can build something new, so you can build something more grand than before. Let the old fall away. They weren't meant to be there in the first place if they fall away. And allow the new to come in to nurture you with whatever you're desiring. I'm going to shuffle 2 more times with this. I'll take the top and the split and see what happens. So we have Change Your Life, Archangel Shamuel. A sudden revelation that offers freedom. Break free of procrastination. Embrace the opportunities that change brings. Natina Gabrielle, ask your angels for helpful people to lighten your load, working too many hours and trying too hard to please others. The Six of Gabrielle, congratulations, you've done a wonderful job. Time to move on to the next projects, awards, scholarships, or promotions. The Seven of Gabrielle, stand up for what you believe in, have confidence, and claim your personal power. The Seven of Ariel, you have invested wisely, have patience, and wait for the harvest. Review your progress and make plans for your next endeavor. 5 of Raphael, everything happens for a reason. Release regret and embrace the opportunities for happiness and search for the silver lining. Archangel Joiphel, the Star, a dream come true, believe in yourself, and the end of a difficult situation. The Three of Raphael, reasons to celebrate, a community of friends, a happy announcements regarding relationships or children. Ace of Gabriel, a gift of passion, opportunity, and inspiration, a chance to do something amazing and a sense of wonder. The Three of Gabriel, prosperity arising from wise planning, time to take the next step, and optimistic plans that turn out as expected. The Eight of Gabriel, a great deal of activity, sudden and immediate results, important communication. And last but not least, the Four of Raphael, seek out other possibilities, look for the magic in life, and be aware of your own emotions. That is the reading, the little collective reading. Hopefully you all found that helpful, insightful. However, if you're needing 2 card pulls, now is the time to ask. And welcome in, everyone. I had to stop looking at chat at some point because it was just getting bombarded with BS. But we good. Is it free? Yeah. It's donation based, but you don't have to donate. And you can use the tarot cards, animal cards, the angel cards, or the shadow tarot, either one of them. But it's a 2 card pool. I'm just shuffling the tarot, so if you don't want the tarot, you don't have to. But I have like a thing for shuffling these cards. Okay, what cards do we want? Be sure to put whatever you're looking for as well, because there's multiple options. There's the tarot, there's the shadow tarot, there's the angel cards, animal cards. So be sure to put that as well if you're wanting the 2 card pool, so I know what to actually pull. So hold on. Let me get everyone down real quick before we move on. So we have Mary for the angel card. This might take me a second, so just keep typing if you want one. I'll get you. I'm making a little list right now. So Art wants Sandra wants shadow. SG wants animal. Okay. So I'm gonna go in order with whoever said first, even if the cards weren't said. It's just important for me to go. Of course, no worries, no worries. No worries, I appreciate love that. So for the angel cards, the 2 cards, I'll shuffle a few times and I'll take I'll take that one because I guess it's gonna fall out. We'll take the split. Or I guess we won't, we'll just take these because they want to just fly out like that. Okay, so Mary, your angel cards are the 8 of Raphael. There's something better waiting for you. Do what you know is right for you in a spiritual quest. And the 2 of Michael, it will all be better if you just make a decision, over analyzing a problem and find a compromise. And we have alright. We have animal cards next. My brain is not working right now. Yeah, I can do that, Kate. But what do you need? Like which deck do you need? So Art, we have 2 animal cards. We'll get those. And we'll take the split in the bottom for those. So Art, yours animal cards are adventure, You need to live up to your fullest potential. Cardinal, I should say. Cardinal with adventure. You need to live up to your fullest potential, explore new directions, and take risks in order to grow as an individual. Change may be uncomfortable, but it is necessary. And hippopotamus, which is exploration. If you become bored with your life, you have the creative power to stir things up and revitalize everything. You can do this by starting new projects, setting new goals, and making spiritual connections. I don't know why my voice gave out at the end of that. And then Shadow and Angel deck? Yeah, I can do that. I'll do one of one. But Cassandra wanted Shadow, so we'll get you two for your Shadow. Which they both just wanted to pop out. So I guess we'll take those. I feel like taking them. It feels right. I usually don't do that unless it feels like it needs to, which is interesting. But we have Holy Grail as your first one, Cassandra. Pure thoughts, positive results, achieving the goal, strength of mind, spiritual knowledge, healing, immortality, verification of worth. And then we also have Wrath, which is interesting. Which is aggression, destructive behavior, bad temper, anger management, self-control, maintain clear thinking. So at this time, really work on your mental. Work on being assertive with yourself, but not getting upset at things around you. Focus on controlling your mental. Things are working out a lot better than they might seem right now. Allow the physical world to do what it needs to do. Just make sure that you're staying within your balance and keeping your grip. And the numbers are 50, which is 5, and then 58, which is 13, and that breaks down to 4. So you really have 9. This is the ending of something for you fully. So something's ending. You might be going through a lot of endings around you. Allow those endings to happen. Don't put too much pressure on them. Don't put too much pressure on things and how the physical is going. Make sure that you are maintaining a mental stability, a grounded nature with how things are going to be moving. They're going to turn out a lot different than you expect at this time. Dude, this Mercury retrograde is going to get me stuttering so bad. When it actually goes in full retrograde, I'm going to be distraught. I'm going to be, every other word is going to be a stutter. That's going to be funny. Anyway, SG, your animal cards are coming up. And they came out. So we have Crow, which is transition. Which part of your life may or is or may be going through a transition. Maybe you are changing relationships, careers, or cities. Whatever it is, the Crow is signaling that you are ready to make this change. And well, not yet, Kay. You're 2 more away. And then you have well, which is communication. You are encouraged to communicate clearly from your heart, bridge any gaps that are keeping you from connecting with your deeper with your loved ones. It's important to seek your truth with emotion, vulnerability, and power. Yeah, I'll say the name out. I'll say whoever's name it is whenever I do them. And Panther wanted the angel cards. Yeah, because we're going through 2 retrogrades, and then we have a full blood moon happening in like 4 days, and then the day after that, Mercury goes direct into retrograde, like immediately into retrograde. We're already in Venus retrograde. So why are y'all upside down? Go there. That's why the energy's been all like whack. I feel alive too. It's a really good retrograde. I just don't want to stutter anymore. I'm tired of it. But Panther, your angel cards are the Ace of Ariel. It's your lucky day. New resources of money, time, or support. A change in job or promotion. And the 6 of Michael. It's the light at the end of the tunnel. Breathe a sigh of relief and make new plans, relocation, or travel. And I appreciate love the donation. Thank you, thank you. All right. Now it's your turn, okay? And we'll pull one from the shadow and one from the angel for you. And see what happens. So what is the energy going around, okay? Well, if it's around you, it's within you as well. So it's really saying the same thing. I just don't focus on external things. So if it's around you, it's coming from within you. Always remember that. Okay, well, I guess you're the card. I guess you're the second card then, because you just came right out. Anyway, we have Voodoo Ritual, which is 27, breaks down to a 9. No, I was looking for 29. Which is a potential accident, negative effects, suppression of one's will, moral negative violence, elimination, negativity, pressure, oppression, obsessive behavior, failure, desiring excessive controls of people's lives, victimization, and heart problems. And then we had divine guidance, Archangel Sandalphon. Search for the meaning in life, consider the alternate approach, surround yourself with wise teachers or friends. So there seems to be a lot of things around you that are keeping you stuck in this sense. Like there's a lot of these blockages that are being exposed to you that are showing you why you may be in certain situations or cycling in certain cycles, or repeating certain cycles. Definitely ask for divine guidance, call an Archangel Sandalphon, but it seems like this is a divine moment for you to really see the higher road, a deeper meaning of things. So really take what's happening around you in a lighter form and see it for a lesson rather than a punishment at this time. Make sure that you're not being too harsh or haste towards yourself or anything around you, and truly move forward um, with the more balanced part of self. Uh, you don't really respond to them. You can't change someone's mindset. That's something that they have to do on their own. Learn to not control other people and just live by example. If they don't see it through your example, then they won't get it at any point. They might get it from someone else, but it's not your job to convince something of not being a way. That's up for them to take that path and that road. So detach from that and focus on controlling more of your path in your life than trying to switch someone else's mind in that regard. Oh, I might. Yeah, that I mean it's difficult definitely when someone says it's one thing when you yourself have had a different experience and know differently. But when it comes down to things of that nature, that's where you really have to see like your own position. Just really living by example is all you can do. Trying to force someone to see your way isn't going to do anything but cause friction. And sometimes that friction helps, but other times it won't. So it's best to just allow things to take their natural course. And if mindsets change later on, they will. If not, they won't. It's not your responsibility to break other people's dogmas, but speaking your mind and speaking your truth, and doing what's important to you, I would benefit. I would say you would benefit from more. Hmm. Mason 33. There's only 3 degrees of masonry. People say 33. That's like, there's only 3 degrees of masonry. To say 33 just means you went to the third degree twice, because you didn't get it the first time. Yeah, my email is pretty close to that. But yeah, you really can't argue with them. It's unfortunate, it's irritating for sure, but you arguing with it is just gonna make things a lot worse. Like then it's gonna give them a reason to cling to why it is evil and a bunch of shit. It's just gonna ruin. I gotta wipe off my camera because there's a smudge on it, I think. Unless I'm just going crazy. I'm probably just going crazy. But but it's important just to like walk the path that you can, you know. It's the same thing when it comes down to religion. It's the same thing that comes down to even like, oh, this food tastes good, and someone says, well, it doesn't look good. You know, only they can convince themselves to try and taste it. So don't try and force the horse to drink. It will kick you, and it will not feel good. What is that doing there? Can I delete all these? Okay, I can. Does anyone else need any card pools or any sort of topics to talk about or anything? Yeah, I'll delete those real quick. Yeah, that's always a good thing. Hey, Mark, welcome in. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I've seen that dude before. The thing about it is though, most of the bloodlines have their own separate rulings that they follow under. They just kind of get together and talk at the end of the day. Also, if you've ever seen the ceremony of a mason and what they do, it's not really like as scary as it is. You're literally just blindfolded and walked around the building basically. They tell you that you're all over. They drive around the block and have you blindfolded and say, "Oh, we're dropping you off of this secret, super secret location." It's not anywhere secret. They literally just take you deeper into the lodge. But you're blindfolded, so you don't know. Yeah, I can pull some angel cards for you. No, dude, Masonry is not satanic at all. There are satanic Masons, but Masonry itself is not satanic. Look up the word Masonry and it talks about building with bricks. That's what Masonry is. It's giving you the tools to create the life that you need and the life that you're wanting. It gives you the tools of sovereignty. But they keep it hush hush because the general public isn't ready for it, quote unquote, or whatever the fuck they want to say. It has nothing to do with Satan at all, or any sort of religion or anything. It has nothing to do with God, even. Um, but people always look at it. Two of Pentacles is also the Mason card. Also, the Eight of Pentacles is a Mason card. Any card that has Masonry on it, even the Chariot is a Masonry card. It has the Mason on it. In fact, it has more Masonry symbols on it. The High Priestess is a Mason card. There's a lot of them. Really and honestly, every card in the tarot has some form of line with Masonry, because all Masonry teaches you is that you're a son of Ra, and it teaches you the Egyptian, like, path of life. That's all it does. That's all they do, is just teach you, like, the Egyptian secrets. That's why they're called the daughter of the sun. Why are they called daughter? Why is it called, I mean, sons of, that's why they're called sons. And it's the Eastern Stars who are the daughters of Isis. That's why they're called daughters of Isis, is they're literally just following the Egyptian way. It's just been westernized, unfortunately. But the two angel cards that you have is the Eight of Michael. You can be free, make courageous choices to change your situation and not seeing things clearly. In peace, the Archangel Azrael. Release the past. There's a more enriching future coming. Let go and let God. But those are your angel cards, Mark. And you put lemon, nice. That's always good to do. Any form of citrus is good for the bass. If you have cloves, put cloves in it. If you want a really good, like, how am I gonna word this? If you want a really good increaser for your spells, you can literally, like, take 2 cups of coffee, dump, like, have it ready. Don't just have, like, the don't just dump it in there, but have it, like, in liquid form. When you pour in the creamer, stir it counterclockwise, and have it remove any sort of blockages. When you put the sugar in, spin it clockwise, and speak what you want into it. Pour 2 cups of that in a warm bath with some hyssop, and you have a really good, like, breaker / abundance spell right there. That's a really good one. Don't tell anyone I told you that, though. You didn't hear it from me. How to call your power back? You simply just request your power back. It's yours. You can call back everything. When you call your power back, it's important to send back anything that doesn't belong to you. Release anything that doesn't belong to you, or anything that does belong to you that isn't benefiting you. There's not really a special way of, like, calling your power back. You do it by voice. You know, the power of life in your tongue by doing that. Yeah, you've been doing it right. Can you be healed? If you want to be healed, you can. It's up to you. No one else. Yeah, you're doing it right then. You're doing it right. It takes a while because you do have to, like, reprogram the subconscious behaviors that you have that might dismiss that type of thing. But after a while, you will start seeing an improvement with it. You can also listen to subliminals about, taking your power back and stuff. You can do whatever you need, but really just using your own voice and declaring that. Speaking it into water before you drink it, doing all sorts of things like that will really help you withdraw your power back. And taking spiritual baths, scrubbing your body with salt to remove any sort of attachment. Doing things in nature can also help you draw your power back. What's a good thing for the full moon? Getting rid of anything, dude. It's a blood moon and an eclipse. Anything that you want out of your life, that's the day to do it. The 14th, get rid of everything that you don't want. Cord cuttings, banishing things of that nature would really be of help. What else is there? Peppermint would be really good for that, to help you cleanse, to help protect. If you have cloves and cinnamon, put cloves and cinnamon and burn it underneath the moon, especially if it's eclipsing, and you can remove a lot of your money blockages doing that. No, it's this coming full moon. And then we have a partial one, like a month later, I think. Or a month or two later, we have the partial blood moon eclipse. We have 2 blood moons coming, so that's cool. It's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it, but at the same time, that's a lot of energy. That's gonna be going all over the place. You're nervous? I get that. I'm excited. I just don't know if I'm gonna have the materials that I need at that time. I mean, really, all I need is paper and pencil and water and fire, and I got all that. And air is just my voice, and the earth is releasing it. So, but I don't know if I want to do anything crazy or not. I might do something crazy. Well, you never know. I've been doing crazy stuff for the past few days. The reading's already over, Eve. We're just kind of talking. If you need a 2-card pull, let me know from whatever deck you want it from, and we can do that. But other than that, we're just kind of at the end of it. You could also take a bath in sugar. Like, have like a bucket of water and warm water and sugar, and wash your body off with it, but don't dry your body off. Let it air dry. And that can help you as like a sweetener spell if you're needing help doing that as well. Just do that. Do sugar and salt. Salt for protection, sugar for sweetening and boosting. In that sense, that's a really good one. What type of sugar? Doesn't matter. Just not sweetener. It needs to be sugar. Don't use Splenda or stuff. That can help. It's just it's different. It's different. If you're gonna use sweetener, you need to have sugar with it. Sweetener can definitely be a booster, but you need to use sugar for it. Any explanation for seeing rainbow colors? Not too sure. Not too sure. Is there any more context you have with it? Like anything that like procs it, or any time that would procs it, or do you know? Or is it just like random? Because I don't really know why. I don't know an explanation for that off the top of my head. But yeah, Splendid and stuff of that nature is fake. It can definitely be a booster, but it's not the best. See you, Mark. Have fun in the bath. Have fun in the bath. I love telling people to have fun what they're doing. It's just funny to me. I mean it from like the bottom of my heart and the top, but it's just funny to hear myself say it out loud. You don't even have a working bath? You don't really need to. You can do it with a shower. You just need to wash your body off with it. You know what I mean? Most spiritual baths can just be spiritual showers. But if you do that, okay, if you're going to be removing things or cleansing yourself in the shower, go from your neck down. Do not start at your feet. Do not start at your feet. Don't start at your legs. Don't start at your hips. From your neck down. If you need to dump it on your head, do that last. But go from your neck down. Never start with your feet. You'll be bringing the energies that are at the lowest to the top at doing that. You're trying to bring anything that's, getting up to, you're trying to, you know what I mean? Good. Always start from your neck down. Always. That is the proper way to do anything of that nature. If you're wanting to remove like certain parasites or trackers, spiritual trackers, or like certain like thorns, spiritual thorns, you would use only your feet, but you would put your feet within a bucket after you shower. Or, if you don't want to take the shower or bath, you would put your feet in that bucket for about 15 to 30 minutes and scrub it off after that. But, Mary, I'm not sure about that, honestly. I'm really not sure about that. Um, I'm not sure. That might have something to do with the chakras. It could be a crown chakra thing. It could be an alignment. I'm not too sure right now. Go in the graveyard. Now, I don't recommend people going in the graveyards. I've told stories about me going into the graveyard. I talked about going to the crossroads, which is not the graveyard. That's just like a 4-way street or a 3-way street, depending on like where you're at and what you got. I talked about going into the crossroads, not the graveyard. You wouldn't need to really be going into the graveyard unless you're like paying homage or trying to build a certain relationship with certain deities that I'm not going to really go into on this stream for purposes. But yeah, water is peaceful to me as well. I've always been around water as much as I can. That's interesting. That's actually really cool though, Eva. Going on the walk with graveyard and abandoned houses. That's actually really cool. I like urban exploring, so anything like that is something that I find fascinating. I haven't gone urban exploring in forever, but it definitely is a fun thing to do. I mean, you shouldn't really be buried in the first place. Being buried 6 feet under came from the Europeans trying to decrease the bubonic plague. So you don't really need to keep those traditions up. It's better to be cremated and spread your ashes around. because that actually sets you free into the earth on the top layer. You don't really need to be buried 6 feet under it in a casket. That was really to prevent the spread of disease, because if they started burying the bodies underground without caskets, and that was infecting their land. That was infecting the soil that they were using to grow their crops. So then they said, let's put them in a fucking box. And then they put them in a box. So definitely cremation is the way of going. Or if you just lay your body on top of like the ground and just let it decompose in that sense, that also is a better route. But you don't need to be 6 feet under in a crate. You know, that's a European thing. That's the bubonic plague. We're not trapped in the bubonic plague anymore. We're fine. We've escaped that. Am I ever gonna do outside readings again? If I can get a recording device, yeah, for sure. My laptop is awful when I record on it outside, and my phone doesn't have enough space at the moment, so I'm kind of like figuring that out. But I am not opposed to doing outside reads. It's definitely getting weather again to start doing them. But I wouldn't be going live outside, which would be a bummer, because the internet does not stretch that well outside, unfortunately, where I'm at right now. Yeah, my dad got cremated. My mom got buried, but my dad got cremated, which was super interesting because they bought land to bury my dad beside my mom and in between my brothers, between my mom and my brother, and he got cremated. So I don't know what they buried. I don't know if that was like something my dad said to my mom just to like make her happy or what. I haven't figured that out. That's not really anything for me to figure out. I don't know if I don't even know if that grave is like full or anything. Yeah, that was at the apartment that I was last at. I'm no longer there, unfortunately. If I was there, I would still be doing those readings outside. They buried your aunt's ashes. I don't know why we want to bury the ashes. What would that doesn't that would be it. That's the same thing as just getting buried as a person. You wouldn't really need to bury your ashes. I mean, unless it was for like composite, you know what I mean? Like unless it was put in like a garden or like used as to grow from that. But I wouldn't really get it putting it like, you know what I mean? Like you wouldn't want to be buried in the earth. You'd want to be buried on top of it because then you would be able to give nutrients. It would be your last homage to this place. But I don't know. I don't know. I have faith that you will, Eve. I have faith that you will. That's interesting, Whitney. I'm not really sure. Well, I know what the wall would represent, but the red. Red is for manifestation. So you might have a blockage to your manifestation if you had a dream about a red wall. Because red is the color for manifestations. then obviously walls are meant to like either protect or keep out. So it's either, you know, it all depends on what would all happen in there, but it's either something about, you know, protecting your manifestations or something's blocking your manifestations. It could be either one. It depends on like the rest of the dream or what else happened in it. Yeah, burial keeps you stuck. Like a lot of times, people incarnate and their dead bodies that were just buried are still on Earth, and you can go find your past grave. If you can figure out who 1000% you were in a past life, you can literally find your past grave and see like your past self. It's like body. And that's an interesting thing to do. I haven't done it, but I would probably be interested. I think it'd be interesting. Because then you get to research about the person and see what they did and why you're even here. Again, all these things. At some point, I want to, like, be able to do that. I know I can get to that by, you know, Enochian works. I'm just not sure how long that would take me, which isn't really an issue. Um, but it would definitely be a project that needs a lot of time and dedication put into it. It would take a lot of time and a lot of dedication. Do I do past life regression work? Uh, Sometimes. A lot of emotions to focus on in the background at this time. Really focusing more on that than a relationship at this time is most beneficial for you. Um, Even with the Page of Wands, there's some form of idea that you're not really seeing correctly. There's this idea that you have of, you know, wanting a partner and trying to fix that is the least of your worries at this time, and there needs to be an increase focus on other things at this point to get you ready for that point. It's not to say that one won't come, but there's something else that needs your attention right now than that. So this is probably just adding more stress on top of that, or more confusion on top of wondering if you're going to get a partner. So really just focus on the issues that you have at hand right now before worrying about jumping into a love situation. So what do I do with this? Does this tell me how to do anything? Uh, okay, I'll figure it out later. Yeah, it's just how it's gonna be. There's gonna be a lot of weird technical issues coming up with all the things that are going on right now. There's just gonna be a lot of technical issues going on. I'm not even surprised in the slightest right now. Um, but yeah, if there's no other card pull, dang, why are you so sore? I gotta soak you in water again, don't I? If there's no more 2 card pulls, um, what is the person I have in mind thinking about me at this time? I mean, is that really what I mean, at the end of the day, again, tarot's not a tool to tell you that sort of thing. All I'm really gonna be able to get from this without like speaking out of my ass and lying to you is how you are feeling about that individual and why you're feeling that way about the individual. Um, because tarot is not a tool to externalize, it is an internal tool. People are misusing this so much that it's just causing a bunch of chaos and stuff. I can try and channel something from it, but the majority of tarot that I do has nothing to do with channeling, because I take those as two separate entities that sometimes clash together if need be. But tarot won't really tell you how someone else is feeling about you unless someone's like either lying out of their ass or they're actually channeling and using the images on the card to like convey that message. But tarot or messages won't really give you that off bat. But I don't know. I keep it real with it. I don't mess with how other people do this stuff. Are you not seeing an internal issue that you need to address? Well, we're always going to have an internal issue. That's the thing. That working process is always going to be there. But if you still want 1K, let me know and I can do one. But we can see what internal issue that you may not be seeing at this time. We can do that for sure. And welcome in, welcome in. Well, if you know he has interest in you, that's how he's feeling. You know, that's all you really need to be focusing on at that point, and just working off of that rather than trying to gauge how someone's going to act. You know what I mean? Being more authentic is what's going to attract him closer to you in that sense, rather than trying to figure out how they're feeling so you can morph into that. So just keep being on that authentic path, and allow that to just transpire. But Lotus right now with the Nine of Pentacles, what you're not seeing right now, with an internal issue, is you're not really taking the time on the physical to be to see all that you may have. No matter if it's financial, you know, however this is for you, doesn't matter if it's financial, doesn't matter if it's materialistic, doesn't matter if it's people around you. There needs to be more time to spend around and look around you right now. So really focus on more of the external. Focus on how things are moving around you at this time, and not letting, it's like you're not nurturing certain thoughts that you have. You not spending time and looking at all that you have and all that you've accomplished is blocking certain thoughts from coming towards you to move forward more in your life at this time. So really focus on that. Have fears of approaching you. You could ask them that. Again, like I don't do readings on other people. If you need a reading on yourself, that's what I do. I don't do them for like, I don't do it on other people. That's not like what I do. I don't like, there's not a need to do those sort of things. Like communication and building that relationship that way is the best way of doing it. Getting cards pulled on it can fuck some things up, because then you're pulling on that person's energy, and even if they're not spiritually awake or however, their soul is going to recognize it, and it's going to switch up the energy around them and you and make a connection a bit tense or a bit strenuous on that. So I'm not down for that. That is just something that I don't do. That's not really what I do with readings. I keep it as real as I can. What is going on here? Why does it look like this? What happened to this page? Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, I'm a gypsy. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't got time for the European games. I don't. Like the more and the longer that I've stayed on this path and walked it and refused to stay in a stagnated place, the more I've realized that literally most readers, like I'd say at least 98 or 97% of readers, especially on YouTube, are reading the cards wrong. they're not reading the cards. They're either channeling or they're regurgitating shit because they're stuck in a time loop that they can't even fucking break because they're so awake that they're actually asleep. They've actually knocked themselves into a deep slumber, and instead of actually being of any benefit to anyone, they just recite the same shit over and over again, which is unfortunate. That's what happens when you read energy, though. That's what happens when you read collective energy. Because if the majority of your collective is still dealing with a certain issue, you're only going to pick up on that and nothing more. There's not going to be any form of matured messages. That's why when you first start off on reading tarot or you look at smaller tarot channels, they pick up on so many different things. But then the bigger that they get, the more condensed and more like one-laned their readings get. It's really unfortunate to see. I don't think they even actualize it or realize it. And if they do, they should probably fucking change it because they have the power to. Like, God's not forcing you to do those readings all day long. That's you and your own ego because you're afraid to break a cycle. Well, then you're not a reader. If you're not using the tarot cards, you're not reading those cards, then you're not really a reader. If you're a seer, then you're a seer. It has nothing to do with reading cards. Reading tarot has nothing to do with any of the clairs or anything. Reading tarot cards is the art of tarot, which is a life form. It is a way of life. People don't know these things. They know the European version that came from fucking Italy because of Housewives and their stupid shitty games that they made out of the cards, but they don't know the truth of it. Because you have to ask yourself, what is tarot? If you have tarot cards and those cards are the physical representation of tarot, then what's tarot? What do the cards show you? The evolution of life. So what would tarot be? The study of life. Upset? No. I just use blunt words. I speak it authentically, how it is. No one's upset. You'd know if I was upset. No, tarot, I mean, honestly, tarot really isn't even divination at that point. Like, there's no contacting the divine with tarot. You can think it all day long, but it's not connecting yourself with the divine. It's connecting yourself with you. You know, you want to go do divination, read bones, read candle wax, do any of those. Divination is divining, being in the presence of the divine. Tarot cards can show you how to get to that process, but they won't connect you to the divine. Like, you could throw rocks and sand and connect more with the divine than you can with these cards. These cards tell a 72-page story that is the same story and does not switch up. The only thing that differs with the story is what page you land on or what card comes out first. That's the only difference. You want actual divination? Use anything that rules under the law of chaos in its fullest form. The images on those tarot cards are not going to change unless another artist draws in a different rendition, which then isn't really tarot at that point. It's more of an oracle. Same with card reading, exactly. Do things that are actually going to change within nature. Probability is how you're going to talk with the divine because it's going to show you the other routes. It's not going to just show you the one, you know. And that's when channelers come in. When you begin to channel and read cards, that boosts it up a bit. That then shows you things that you might be able to get. But then again, who are you channeling from at that point? You have to know. You can't just assume, oh, it's this, because when you're using things as divination, anything can come through. When you're using a Ouija board, anything can come through. When you're talking to any spirit, anything can come through. It's up to you to test a spirit. Most people don't test a spirit when they do readings. You just assume it's one thing, and then you see the reading and how it's full of a bunch of like, oh, this is happening, and this is bad, and that's bad. If it was really something from the divine, would the whole message be nothing but a bunch of BS being spewed at you about how people are hurting you? And then, oh, but I'm getting them back. No, that's childish behavior. That's back and forth devilish banter. They would just tell you this is what you need to get out of it, so just do this and leave. Simple as. The divine doesn't have time for games, and nor do I. At the end of the day. So most of your divinators, most of those people that you look up who do readings, they're picking up on like 1,000 different things, and it's probably not even the god that they think it is. They don't test their spirits. Their ego is too inflated. Oh, I know what I'm doing. Look at me. Okay, cool. But who are you picking up on? Tell me. Which ancestor are you picking up on? Who did you call upon and say that they're mine? I want to know this, because if it's not mine, then why are you saying that it is? Why are you using clickbait to draw people in to ancestors that don't even want to fucking talk to them or aren't even their ancestors at that time? You're giving them misinformation, making their life a little bit more confusing at that point. Who'd you pick up on? Put it in the title. If you don't know, then you lying out your ass. You should know who's talking to you. It's like would you if someone knocked on your door, would you open up the door and let them walk in? No, we don't know that person. Who the fuck are they? Ask them, who is it? These people don't do that. They don't test their spirits. They just let that shit fly in. And then they have the audacity to say that, that can't happen because I'm XYZ religion. Who cares? Or I'm XYZ faith. Who cares? I don't mean a damn thing. If a deer wants to come into your house, it will go into your house. If a bear wants to break into your car, the bear will break into your car. If something wants in and you're not watching it, it's going to come in. These people are not as awake as they think they are. They're asleep, very deep asleep. And it's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. There are trickster spirits, and I don't do readings like that. But thank you for the donation. I just gave a whole spiel about how I don't do that. But I don't do readings like that. You can't do readings like that. Not with tarot. I don't have a bone divination set right now. So if I did, I would, but I don't, so I can't. Oh yeah, I know I'll get hate for telling the truth. I don't care. I've literally been slandered by certain readers. I've had readers say my name for no damn reason, had nothing to do with me. They've said my full name. And it got me looking cross-eyed at them, because it's like, you're just upset because I exposed what you're doing. You're just a devil in disguise. Sucks to be you. You're not as holy that you think. Trust me. You got a bunch of holes in you, but you ain't holy. My goodness gracious. Like, let's get real with it. Like, we're dealing with spirits. Not every spirit's good. Get out of La La Land. Wake up. Not every spirit wants to help you and benefit you. Some spirits are just there to trick you and make you walk those paths. Oh, I don't feel bad. I think it's funny. I think it's hilarious. Because it just shows me, like, that people aren't ready to wake up. They just want to play the devil's game still. They can have it. Not my problem. Not my problem. I'm doing what I gotta do. No, they can't. Because if you can't read your realm, listen. If you can't do numerology without seeing tarot cards, you might need to study something. If you can't like read your realm and do geomancy and do all sorts of other things without needing tarot there to help you, you need to start focusing on that, because what's happening out there in real time is going to tell you a lot more than that deck can ever tell you. Tenfold. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, and I try not to just do tarot. It's a very fun thing. I love doing tarot, right? It's one thing that I love. And I don't mind doing readings. I think it's a very helpful thing. I just also want to do my due diligence and like tell the truth of it. Because as someone that's walked down that path and is realizing the truth of it day by day, it's like I can't sit still and let this shit fly by, because now I'm guilty by association if I don't do something. Because now it's like, well, fuck, if I know this information and I know people are trying to get it out, but they're not getting the reach, but I have a potential to get that reach, I'm going to do my best to get that out. I don't care who I got to go up and stand up against. You're just flesh and bone like I am on this 3D. You ain't more powerful than me on the 3D. Good luck. In the spirit realm, good luck with that too, because I'm speaking truth. So I got backup. You might not have that type of backup. Be careful. I just laugh at them. I've had people like in my emails trying to like rebuke me. I had someone try to curse me at one point, and I had a dream about them. And I was just like, don't mess, just go away. Just go somewhere. I don't need you around. I don't need you trying to do some bibbity bop on me. I will kick your ass and I will leave you for the dogs. And I will not feel bad because you came at me. Like, you play dumb games, you win stupid prizes, and you're gonna lose the war. Like, I'm not here to play. I got a mission that I'm aware of, bits of my mission that I'm aware of, not the whole thing in totality, but I know bits of the mission, and I'm standing on it. Like, it's not a joke. I forgot, it was a lunar coin thing. Someone tried using lunar coins to block my finances and hex me using the moon. And I seen them in my dream like 2 days after they did that. And I was just like, what the fuck are you trying to do to me? Like, what are you doing? Like, I will literally obliterate you right now in the astrals and just wake up like nothing happened. Don't mess with me. I'm not in the mood. I don't fuck around like that. Stop. Oh yeah, once you have a dream about anyone doing anything, spirit's just letting you know, hey, we're working on it. But I'm the type of person in the dream realm and the astral realm, if I have a dream about you doing something and it's going against me and trying to hurt me, I'm going to do something about it. I do not have patience for people like that. Spirit handling it, awesome. Let me get my hands dirty for a second. I'll wash my hands in holy water and dump a bunch of salt on me if I got to, but let me get my hands dirty. I ain't gonna do nothing to bad, but I know my protection out the wazoo. With me crying? Probably. Sounds a lot like it. That's just mean purification. Usually if you have dreams about someone crying, if it's not for you, if it's they're crying for you, they're purifying you. If they're crying themselves, then they're creating a purifying energy around. Tears are super powerful. Tears, if you listen, if you start crying when you're manifesting, shits will kick off quickly. That is a call directly to mom and pops, and it's like, I need this. Yeah, because tear when you cry, it's just purification. That's all tears are. You can email me about the dream for sure if you want. No, seriously. If you need anything answered, cry with it. It's that emotional response that gets shit to work. Even if you can't fully cry, just that tear build up will create ripples. Like, if you want something to go, don't fake cry. If you want something to work, cry. Release it in that sort of way. Shit moves so fast. It is a quick immediate. It's like it is a urgent like red alert alarm. Hey, what the fuck's up? I want this fixed. I need this. But crying really, really will help. It is phenomenal. If you think getting angry like boosts your spells, wait till you start crying. Mm-mm-mm. Good luck. Good luck. Well, that's just what happens, you know. If you can use the elements of your body for your benefit, you'll get shit popping off real quick. There's a lot of power in those tears. There's a lot. And that's the main reason why people are told not to cry. Oh, don't cry, don't be emotional. They try to get you to stop crying because it's powerful. And people that try to get you to stop crying when you're crying only feel that pressure inside of them because they feel weird about it. Because there's something going on within them that's being cleansed. It happens when you're chanting. That's good. Chanting and crying also helps really well. Mm-hmm. That's the power of tears, man. Like, yeah, I might end it here soon. The stream. I might end the stream soon. That is interesting though. That is interesting dream. I don't know. But yeah, I might end it here in a few. So I can do some things. I gotta do some things and then sleep. Because I'm still getting used to that hour change. That wasn't even funny. I don't like the hour change. I don't like time changing like that. Not that it's like a bad thing, but it throws me out of whack. Like, I get to sleep in. No, I get to sleep. I lose an hour. I lose an hour of sleep, but I feel like I gained an hour still because I'm not adjusted. So I woke up at like 8 and I thought it was 7. And I was like, wait a minute. I'm awake late. And then I spent 3 hours at the front office talking to the people in the lobby, and it felt like 5. It didn't feel like that. And now it's 9 o'clock, and the last time I remember seeing was 4. So I don't know why. I'm not. I don't like it. We're jumping too much. But regardless, thank you all for being here. It's truly a pleasure. I appreciate love every single one of you for being here. The conversations, the reading is always a bliss. A bliss, not e bliss. Goodness gracious, I'm not saying a bliss, but it sounds like it almost. Um, I love you all so much. I will be back tomorrow with some more content as always. I'm planning a video. I don't know when it's gonna come out, but I'm planning a video. I'm thinking about what it's gonna like, how the script's gonna go out real quick. I'm just talking with the divine about it. But we'll have a video out sometime soon. But regardless, I love you all so much. To move back tenfold and forever, and I will see you all later.